everybody. I am going to be sharing with you guys how to create this patriotic card. I know 4th of July is quite a ways away, but you can never have enough of these cards, especially if you have a loved one overseas or if you know somebody. It's always nice to show your appreciation to those who have served and are serving. And I love this stamp set. This stamp set is from Verve Stamps, and I will have a link down below. And I wanted to share with you guys that I created the same look basically with two different mediums. So I have the watercolor confections on one side and then the color bloom sprays on the other side. I'm using the Strathmore watercolor paper, and I picked that up at Michael's, and I used a coupon. So I got it half off. Well, I think it was 40% off. And I spray the watercolor paper with some water, and I spread it around with my finger so that it's in that watercolor paper and the color will blend nicely. And I take the red color here and kind of mix it with some water. And the brush I'm using is a watercolor brush from Prima. You don't have to have a watercolor brush. I love them, and I want to invest in some nice watercolor brushes, but I just haven't done the time to research or anything. So I just use my watercolor brushes for now, and they work for what I do anyways. I'm not an artist by any means. So I continue to dip the watercolor brush in the paint, and then just keep adding it to the paper, and then I I add a little bit of splatters, and then I let that dry so that I can add another coat of the color to make it more vibrant. It was kind of looking a little pinkish to me, and so I wanted it more of a vibrant red. So I just continue to do that. And this is the second time I did this card. And the first time I did it, it did turn out a little bit more of a watercolor look. The second time I was just trying to get it done, to be honest, so that I can have this video for you guys. And so I let that dry, and then I'm going to add the blue to the bottom. So I do the same thing. I add a little bit of water, and I spread it out with my finger, just kind of pressing it in, and so that the water can flow nicely. And I dab a little bit up with a paper towel because it was a little bit of a red tint, and I didn't want that because I didn't want the bottom to be purple. And so I continue to add the color, and I do the same technique. I just dip the watercolor brush into the color and then spread it around the watercolor paper. So I did do this video, and I was going to keep it in real time like I was talking throughout the video. But as the video went on and I did the color bloom sprays, and I just had a lot going on that day, and my camera kept dying, and it was just a mess. So I decided that I was just going to do the voiceover because I didn't want to sift through probably a million different takes and slice them all together. So anyway, so I continue to do that, and I wanted to blend the red and the blue a little bit more. So as you saw, I kind of dabbed up some of that color and then added a little bit more. It didn't blend as nicely. What I should have done was did both first. Let's see, how am I going to say this? I should have did one layer of both colors first, and then after that dried, then added the second coat of color, if that makes sense. So that way it would be all wet, and it would have blended a little bit better. So that one is complete. The coloring in that one is complete. So now I have another piece of that watercolor paper, and I cut it down to about 4.25 by 5.5. And I am going to add the color bloom sprays now. And I add a little bit more water. I wanted it to be very damp because I wanted this color to see how it just spreads really, really nicely. And I am dipping the nozzle into the bottle, and this way I can just kind of tap on some of that color. And then I will spray a little bit more water, and then I will kind of let it flow where it wants to. And this way you get a really nice watercolor look. It looks a little bit orange on camera, but it's not. And where there was no color, I kind of just blotted it on with my finger. And then you could see here I add a little bit more water. And then I definitely didn't want it to be purple, so because the red and the blue make purple. And I am adding the blue to the bottom. And then I do the same thing, just kind of, blotch up some and kind of move it around with my finger a little bit. Excuse me. And I like how the color bloom sprays look the most, I think, for this particular technique and card. And I am soaking up some of the excess. There was quite a bit of spray, and I didn't want to wait too long for it to dry. So I was just kind of blending out that top area. I didn't like the full streak of the color there. So you can use your heat tool to kind of move around the color a little bit and kind of get it to where you want it to go. And I'm going to add some splatters. I love splatters. I just think it finishes projects, and especially when you're doing more of like mixed media look, it just gives it a really nice look. So I have some distress ink, and this is Fire Brick. And then I have this stencil. This stencil is from Echo Park, and I just wanted kind of a faint starry look in the background. So I just kind of add it. You could see just very lightly there. So it's like basically color on color. And I do the same thing. This is the Color Philosophy ink from Prima. And I do the same thing. So I just take the foam pad and just kind of move it around on the stencil. So what I'm putting on here is that EK Success tool that is supposed to help the embossing powder not stick where you don't want it to. And it's basically, it is baby powder in there. And so save yourself a little bit of money and just go get some baby powder. But I have it here on my desk, so that's what I used. So I stamped the sentiment with Versamark ink after I had put the powder down. And then I'm using some super fine embossing powder. And then I am going to heat it up with my heat tool to melt it. And that will complete the project. I do mount it on some cardstock to create the card. But that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and sorry for my rambling. It is pretty late at night, but I did want to get this done for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And please feel free to share this video or any of your favorite videos on social media, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.